to last minute questions? I think we are. Be told for Dave Sim, this was from Steve. Other than the In the Wild pages of original art, what items are you missing from the archive that you'd like examples of? I.e. posters, interviews, pins, buttons, the ephemera. I think probably the best way to tackle that question is for me to say, Margaret, if you get a chance to print out a list, or if you've got a list of all of your Cerebus stuff, and you can send it to me on the next Please Hold for Dave Sim, or the Please Hold for Dave Sim after that, or the one after that, I'll go down the list and say, I'd like one of these, I'd like one of these, I'd like one of these. And if Margaret, as this is imposing upon Margaret, but let's try imposing on Margaret. She doesn't want to go along with it. Doesn't want to go along with it. What do you consider the rarest Cerebus item in your collection? Where it's like, definitely in that case, if you wouldn't mind willing those to the Cerebus archive, that would be great. But if we can also keep people on the lookout for Cerebus archive copies, that would be pretty cool as well. I think the rarest things that I've got in the ephemera category is the hologram pendant from 1979. I've got 4 of those in the original boxes. One of them is in a cracked box, and the pendant itself got cracked, so it's not in very good shape. But the other 3 are pretty much in the same condition they were when I got them 40 years ago. Okay. You mentioned, I feel like this was asked before. Yes, I don't think that's an optical illusion on your part. I think it was asked before. And I'm trying to just find a more relevant way to answer the question, which is, okay, let's talk about the things that I know exist because Margaret's got them, and then I'll tell you, I would really, really like to have some of these. I guess one of the things that I've got somewhere, and I think it's just the matchbook cover, is the Now and Then Books Cerebus matchbook, which is Cerebus from the cover of number 15 with the 2 torches, one in either hand, which was pretty funny. And Harry had those on his matchbook. That's one of those Kitchener things. If you're ever digging through a drawer and you go, didn't know I had those, the Cerebus archive would definitely be interested in having those. Let's see, then Jeff Seiler getting silly goes, but I have a question for Dave Sim. How come you never call me darling anymore? You never even call me by my nomenclature. Name, that is. Okay, that actually ties in with the Cerebus in Hell concept I came up with that I figured was the next step in society's normalization of LGBTQ, etc., which is forcing anyone like Jeff with a degree in psychology to be gay, trans, bi, intersex, and or queer 10% of the time on the assumption that that's normal, and not being gay, trans, bi, intersex, or queer at least 10% of the time is aberrational and homophobic psychologically. Ergo, antithetical to psychologically healthy. Ergo, disqualifying the holder of the degree from holding that degree. the other thing is all those photos of him in the Carmen Miranda getup. We want to make sure that Jess Seiler, come what may, continues to hold his psychology degree, even no matter where they move the goalposts, on who you have to be and how you have to behave in order to hold a psychological degree.
That's pretty good.
Well, thank you. It's using up a Cerebus and Hellstrip concept, but I figure, what the hell, if you're not going to use up a Cerebus and Hell workable concept for Carmen Miranda, who are you going to do it for? Okay, and coming into our final glide pattern, you can tell that my tongue has just about had enough. And Travis Pelkey sent in, hey Matt, I was reading some recent issues of Mad Magazine after hearing its ending. I didn't hear that. Mad Magazine's coming to an end?
Yeah, I think there's 2 or 3 more issues, and then they're ceasing publication, but it's going to come back in some form. What had happened was they went, I want to say bi-monthly, then I think they were going quarterly, and when they went quarterly, they relaunched it with new numbering, so you can get a Mad #1, and they're up to like issue 7 or 8.
Right.
And I guess sales aren't there, and so DC's canceling Mad, but there's talk that, they're going to bring it back in some form or another in the future.
Well, I hope so. Anyway, it was, I was reading some recent issues of Mad Magazine after hearing its ending, and in the new number 7, in the Avengers movie parody by writer Ian Boothby and artist Gideon Kendall, this appears on the first page, and I was very, very impressed that Cerebus got mentioned as part of a Spider-Ham gag. That's really great. Ian Boothby is either Canadian or he lived in Canada. I know he was a Cerebus fan, and he used to send me his amateur comics. He was out in Vancouver someplace. So it's nice to have a nod from somebody. I'm trying to guess the last time that I saw comics from Ian Boothby, and boy, it's got to be going back a good 15, 20 years, and that's probably conservative right there.
Well, cool.
Okay. Well, Matt, you didn't get to say very much this time.
Well, I did have a second question I was going to ask at the opening, but I'll ask it now. So how was your summer vacation?
How was my summer vacation? It wasn't really a vacation. It was something that forced me to focus. So it was really good from that standpoint that I took this giant pile of Ward Green material, research materials, and went through it and went, okay, you have to get this down to the size of one correspondence box, which is like an inch thick. You're going to go through all of the Ward Green material, and you can put whatever you want in that box, but it has to fit in that box because it's going over to the hotel with you. And that worked really, really good because there I am in the hotel with my laptop, my box of Ward Green material, and reading it and going, okay, I have to distill this down to a couple of pages. And sure enough, that's what I did. And I was started on Strange Death of Alex Raymond, Volume 3. And that worked so well that I went, okay, this time, Eddie, bring over the Cerebus Archive number 8 page copies that I have to comment on. And same kind of deal. It's like I just couldn't get past my Oprah Winfrey block, but if that's all you've got in the hotel room with you, buddy, you're going to find a way to do this. And sure enough, I broke through that, and at this point, David Birdsong is starting to put together the notes on Service Archive number 8. So that's very possibly going to be part of the next Kickstarter or the next Kickstarter after that.
Oh, cool! I'm glad the desolation could cause focus.
Yes, it was one of those things. I got to find a way to do that more often. I was thinking I'll just get on our new LRT in Kitchener and go from one end of the town to the other and back. And okay, this is what you have to work on because this is all that you brought with you. See if that works. But right now, having been able to get the first page of Volume 3 done, now I got a lot of design work that's going into what I thought was pages 2 and 3, and turned out to be pages